Oh, hi there. Welcome to my home.
Well,
Today we're
welcome
gonna
to the
take
severed floor.
welcome. Uh,
Did
I
you
don't.
get it? Because it's like severance.
You think the work we do is like severance?
I zone out completely when I'm recording.
That's very clear. Hi, welcome to our video. It's gonna be a very casual, low tech hang. You might notice we don't have the crispest audio right now. That's because, and you might notice Travis is fucking with his camera like
I had to turn
constantly.
you up. Yeah, you were too quiet.
That's because we're on our GD iPhones, guys.
All the
We're
time. Kids these days,
yeah.
always on their phones.
I'm always on here playing Fruit Ninja and streaming a tour of my office, a private place, but not today. Today it's
No,
not private. You just see all the dirty laundry. That's not true. I cleaned up all the dirty laundry, and I don't know if Travis did the same. Just
I
kind of just
yeah.
looking at your background right now, it seems like
Well,
you've done a wonderful job preparing for our
here's
guests.
my question first before we begin. In
Yeah,
case you
please.
missed it, we're way over 4,000 new upgrading and boosting members for MaxFunDrive 2025. So the Hot Ones audition video is now available in the bonus content. You can watch us struggle with spicy foods.
Oh boy, do we. We're
Next, if we hit 6,000, when we hit 6,000 new
thank you.
upgrading and boosting members, then we will release the behind the scenes video from Charlie Verse 3, and all
I
kinds
have
of
not
stuff.
seen that. So that is
No, what
not
is it?
correct.
No, you're right. You're right. At 6,000, you'll get to watch a video of Justin from Children's Theater singing, I believe, Ed Sullivan from Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah,
That's what happens at 6,000.
it's a classic. Please disregard the thing Travis said. We had one job to do this
I
morning,
know.
and we blew it already.
I made that up. That was made up bullshit.
And it's not a
It's not a
video even.
video.
It's an
I
audio
don't know shit
experience.
about shit,
So
apparently.
Trav, why don't you take a rest on the Max Fun stuff?
Okay, but I have a question for you, Griffin.
Yeah, please go ahead. Well, I do want to say maximumfun.org/join. We're nearing the end of week one. I would love to put some big numbers up on the board. Please support the stuff that we make. You support us directly. You choose the shows that you listen to. When you go to that link, you pick your funding level, and it really helps us make all the stuff that we make here at McElroy Industries. Your question, Travis?
Yeah, so before we get started on the office tour, just
Yeah,
think about your office.
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think it reflects like your mind palace?
Oh gosh, I mean, 10. I spend like 2,000 hours a year in this room, and so it's hard for it not to kind of like turn into an extension of my form via osmosis.
Yeah.
So there's like attempts at orderliness and aesthetic, but then there's also little secret little secret corners where I've shoved a bunch of just random shit that maybe don't go good anywhere else.
That's so
Um,
fun because I would say mine is a 10 as well, but I
okay.
have a distinct impression that our mind palaces are
Oh,
different.
they're wildly different, but we don't need our rooms to tell us that. We don't need our
Yeah,
possessions to tell us
but it
that.
is exciting to see like a physical manifestation
It
of
is.
our different mind palaces.
Yes. Maybe one day we'll get to see Justin's office. He doesn't let us see it. When we
No,
record, he turns off the camera
yeah,
so that we can't see his office, which I think
nobody
like
ever goes in.
what's he hiding in there? I also want to say I don't have any plants, but it's something I'm thinking about getting into. It's something I'm thinking about getting
Unless
into.
let me send you some cuttings. I got too many plans, as we'll see.
No, I'd want to start with like a real plant. I'm not trying to like nurture any shit. I just like the good
Oh,
plant,
okay,
like the look of a plant, not so much the effort that goes into making it. Yeah, I
okay.
apologize. None of us have gimbals. Please help us get some gimbals by going to maximumfun.org/join. Uh, let's kick things off. The first sort of reveal I have here, because no one really sees the backside of my computer setup. I'm going to try to switch my camera here. Whoop. Um, I have this like sound dampening thing, but it's like a bunch of panels that I've turned into a picture of a mountain
That's
with the
cool,
sun.
dude.
Yeah, it's I forget the name of the company, but when I moved here, this room is like super echoey, and instead of just having some basic ass baffling, They have like a whole designer that you can use to make something. And I thought, you know, those mountains always bring me home. I should say right now, I can't see chat. So if you have questions about our
Yeah,
setups,
I'll hook
uh,
you up.
yeah, please. So yeah, I mean, this is the studio space, so to speak. We got mic 2 over there, even though it's on the left. That's mic 2. That's what Rachel uses for Wonderful. Got a little fan in there for the summertime months. Gets a little hot up here. This is my main camera that I use for, I mean, most of our videos recording of episodes and shit. Here's my desktop background on PC. Pretty Spartan. I'm featuring this because I know we might get a look at yours, and I wanted to warn
Yeah,
people.
I'm looking through my shit right now to make sure there's no
Yeah.
spoilies for anything.
Oh gosh, you're just now doing that?
Yeah.
The
No, we're
desktop
cool.
folder
We're
does
cool.
not have a file called cleanup. I did not clean up this desktop. I don't really put shit on it. This is my
It's
gaming PC.
incredible.
This is my gaming PC. My Mac desktop looks like shit, but I don't download stuff on here. Here's you clowns. Here's you creeps. That's you. That's you guys right now. Now you're in the shit. Isn't that crazy? This is the thing that all the mics go into. Here we got little Pomodoro timer. You fuck with that, Trav?
No.
It's like a little like productivity thing. You set little 25-minute
Gross.
increments. Okay. And I got the Stream Deck. I don't use it. I set it up for when I was doing Trial by Fieri, and now I don't do it anymore. Chat, you guys are so delayed. There's no way you're going to see all of the things that you're putting in chat now. I factored that in when I decided to put you on camera. Over here, we got mic 1. Got my blues hat hanging off of that. That's not where it usually lives, but I realized right before I started streaming that I still had it on. I got a big whiteboard Rachel got me for like a Christmas or a birthday, and I used to use it a lot. And
What
now I
for?
just like daily schedule stuff. Like I had little panels with all the tasks I wanted to do that day. But then I
Yeah.
realized like just having the act of having to stand up and go from here to up here was going to keep me from using this. And that's tragic. That's
Yeah.
tragic that that's true
It's
about
very
myself. But
sad. It's
one day I'll
it's
find a
also, man,
use.
I tried to do the same thing, and what I found is adding a step between like having a list of things and writing that list again is just
Yeah,
never gonna
dude.
happen.
Untenable. So yeah, there's that. Here we have a 3D printer. I haven't used it in a while. It's really nice. It's a Bamboo Lab P1S with the multi-filament thing. We're all like 3D printer pervs at this point. I think I have something in
True.
there that
Yeah.
didn't finish. It's been getting really fucked up lately, and nothing's been printing right, which is sort of what happens with 3D printers from what I've been.
Have you cleaned the plate?
Have I cleaned the plate? Yeah, no, I clean the plate all the time, man.
You
Put it in
put
the
glue stick
dishwasher,
on
get
it?
it nice and clean. What?
You put glue stick on it?
I don't know what that means, man.
Yeah, if you take glue stick, just like a kid's glue stick, and
We'll
put a
troubleshoot
thin
this
layer of
maybe
glue.
after this
Yeah,
after the
okay. You
stream.
got it. You got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
A little file cabinet with a bunch of trash in it right there. Got a trash can with a bunch of trash in it right there. Here is a big bookshelf. This is a big bookshelf. This is where I
Your
keep a lot of
shit
my.
is so organized.
It's kinda is. I don't really interface with this stuff a lot, so it doesn't get unorganized. But we got books down there. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the good stuff. Here we got some of
Oh
my
yeah, look at
builds.
that.
Travis, tell me what the comments are saying about my builds. Here we
Oh, they're
have
losing it, Griffin.
there's a delay. I know that they're not talking about it yet. Here we have the Great Deku Tree set, which eagle-eyed viewers may have seen the box of over here. It's cool when you build it. You can either make the Breath of the Wild Deku Tree, which is what I went with, or the Ocarina of Time one. So I hung on to the other
Ooh,
pieces in case I ever want to switch them around, which I probably won't ever do.
I
This
love
one's
that.
nice too. This is like a little tranquil garden. It's not really facing the right way. Up here's printer and mail, which I'm not going to look at. Here's all the books that I've written, which is neat.
What's your book insert there?
This is I forget what it's called again, but it's like a little paper craft sort of like building set. And let me see if I can get right in there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Let me switch to the wide angle. Let me see if I can. Let's see, dual wide camera. Is that better? Or does that look
A little
insane?
bit.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's cute. It was very fun to work
Beautiful.
on. I realized that I just kind of like building stuff. I realized that during COVID lockdown. So I became sort of a Lego guy. Got some challenge coins over here. Got some GBAs over here. A lot of these are probably not real. A lot of these are probably counter. Oh shit! Travis, I've been looking
What?
for this. I literally couldn't see. It was hidden back here, and I don't ever look back there. But when I panned over like that, I found my fucking Game Boy camera, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's so sick.
Hook up the Game Boy printer and you're set, man.
You're good to go. Got the challenge coins. Got blues ring. Oh, this I got this at a convention. It's a little music box with music from Chrono Cross. That's one of my favorite. There we go.
Hell yeah,
Sorry.
dude. That rules.
Isn't that nice? I don't know why I keep it there. Here I have pictures of my family. They're really great. And then up here is where I keep the
Oh,
stuff
I don't
that's too
have
big
any
to
of those.
fit anywhere else. You got that for me for Christmas. It's a Pokemon arcade machine that I think you can put your phone in.
Yep.
Maybe I
Or
should use
iPad
that
or
as my
something, yeah.
yeah. Got a little St. Louis Blues gnome. I got this for my work that I did in Mitchell's versus the Machines.
I have one of
Um,
those too, even though Justin and I were cut from the movie.
okay, I was gonna have to take the Chrono Cross box away because it was still making noise. Outstanding young alumni from Marshall University, no big deal. Don't like to brag. There's a little statue of the Dom Cathedral in Cologne, and the little Parappa the Rapper limited edition watch,
Ooh.
mint condition.
It's
So yeah,
starting to feel a little bit like between that and showing like your 3D printer you don't use anymore, like your like a QVC, like you're gonna be selling this stuff later. Like if
I
anybody wants
will.
to bid,
Once, if enough people don't support us in the MaxFunDrive, I might have to.
that's true.
This is fairly new. We get so many incredible posters made for our shows, and I wanted to have just like a whole big ass wall of them. I could probably fit another row up there, but that would probably look insane. Here's my little couch. I don't sit on it too much. I got the green screen posted up in front of it because there's nowhere else to put it. It's enormous. But yeah, I got a few posters up here. Got the Find Fungalore, which I really
Ooh.
like. It's on my face. This is the Simone Gertz, I believe, productivity calendar. You know about this thing?
Nope. Once
I
again,
got a bunch of
productivity. Don't know shit about it.
I got a bunch of ads for it on my Instagram. It's just like a little calendar. There's little lights for every day, and then if you
Ooh.
do a good habit or whatever, you just tap the day, it lights up. So you can see I had a
Oh.
shameful stretch there in February. That was when I had the flu, and I wasn't checking off my to-do list. And then of course on March 13th, I just wasn't feeling it. I'm gonna turn off March 21st. I haven't earned that yet.
Oh, this
But
doesn't count?
it doesn't count. I put together a little to-do list every day on my little iPad, and if I do everything
Cornelio.
on, and if I do everything on my, I have to do this in order to function, in order to
Yeah,
get
but
things
the
done.
fact that you're able to do it, I try to
It's-
make a to-do list, let alone track it,
Yeah,
is impressive to me.
this wall is sort of work in progress. It's a little off kilter now. I've been working on updating some of the stuff on it. Let's just go through it real quick. This is a very sweet gift that we got of our very first show. There's a picture of us. These sweet little kids, sweet little
Look at
guys.
those
Our
little boys.
first show at Second City in Chicago. This is a poster for the Battle Fest episode. Some art that I picked up at cons. Dad made this for us, which is pretty adorable. I didn't have it displayed originally, but I put in all these shelves and it fit just so nicely in here. It's the cover of the first book and then a clipping of the New York Times so they don't forget. That didn't get panned in very good. Um, I should get rid of her.
Why?
It's not, we said we'd do it for a year and it's been way more than a year.
Well, I mean, at least a year.
Yeah. How's chat doing, Travis? I'm feeling very exposed right now.
They're talking about you exposing yourself. No, they're loving it, Griffin.
Okay, good.
They're
Uh,
eating this up with the biggest spoon.
I got some great stuff. The original, the
A
classic.
whole Peebus room, you know?
Yes. Uh, Amanda and Sarah got me this trophy of a hot dog for when I finished Trial by Fieri 1. Got the Miggy plush. Love that. Got an adorable little sailor Griffin that someone made for me, which I love. And Neutral Roberta's leg is busted. She did fall down and gave me a
But
terrible
you
fright.
don't have neutral. I have neutral Roberta.
Oh, that's right. I don't remember her name, but she doesn't. It doesn't make me. It does look like she's holding my hand, which is sweet.
Yeah.
Um, got some other stuff. Oh, this Hayao Miyazaki quote. I keep it right here because this is where the Iron Church lives.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
This is where I get my gains. Got all my gaming shit and synth shit over here too. And yeah, I got a set of free weights over here. Let's check what that's set to. Wow, 50 pounds? Both
Whoa,
sets at
dude.
50 pounds? Damn, that seems
Wow.
like, Travis, you know more about this stuff than I do. That seems like a lot, right?
Yeah, man.
50
That's
pounds. Wow. And that's
yeah,
just how I left
dude.
it too, which is cool.
I hear
Like,
that's what Chris Hemsworth does.
yeah, exactly. There's my backpack I take on the road. Here's a little exercise bike. I'll usually, if I have time for it in a day, I'll do some free weight exercise, do a little bike time
While
just to
you're
stay.
biking?
No, I'll play games right here while I'm biking or on my ROG Ally. Here's my little gaming zone. But I'm trying to stay so I can keep up with the children and also pick them up as they get huge. And
Mm.
that brings us back home. Brings us back to start. That's the office. Anything in particular you want to see my fucking rig? Oh yeah. Look at all that shit, Trav.
Look
Oh,
at
you
that
can't see
shit,
it so
Griffin. That's
good.
amazing.
It's got a dark. It looks like a Cylon in there.
Well, it looks like a toaster.
Wow, how powerful. Anyway,
It looks
that's
like
my
it's a coil that's heating up, Griffin.
office. Now I have a little balcony out there, not a porch. Where's Monster Factory filmed? Here. Everything's recorded right here. I have two other
That's where the
cameras.
magic happens.
This one's for live streaming. This one's for VTuber shit. I have one, two, three cameras. And my phone right now.
Whoa.
Four cameras technically. Got the key lights up there. Got a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Oh, no. Oh shit, we practiced this. Hi. Hello.
Your office makes so much more sense than mine.
I'm so excited, Travis, to see what you have to show us today. Um, walk me through sort of like before we get to look at it. What is your kind of like aesthetic that has guided your decisions? How many sort of renos have you done over the years? Would you say?
So the office that I'm in now,
Yeah.
when Dot was born, we needed more room. So what was my office when we moved into this house became a playroom for the kids, and we converted the garage. Had like a company come and convert it into like offices,
I remember that now.
and
Yes.
my theming for my office originally was mid-century modern man. Was what I was going
Oh
for. Hence,
boy.
you can see like the pattern but that was basically just in like colorization kind of
Yeah, I
feel.
was gonna say, I just from what I've seen of your office, that is not the vibe that it immediately gives off to me, but I can see
Yes,
it sort of in the crevices.
but I would say over time it has become like naturally forming rainforest cafe. Like if a rainforest cafe didn't start as a rainforest cafe, but instead like was just a regular room, and then over time nature kind of
Took
took
over.
over. Yeah,
Yeah,
took it back.
I like
That's
that.
kind of the feeling of my room. It is very disparate elements
Yeah,
coming together,
yeah,
reflecting of my brain.
yeah.
Um One of the fun things is because it was a converted garage, you could actually kind of tell from this angle, very high ceilings.
Oh, is it?
Um yeah,
Oh,
man,
yeah, I guess so.
like 10-foot high ceilings.
Yeah, I don't see that
And they
high up usually through your camera when we
when
record stuff.
they when we were talking like to the architect and stuff too, we like really emphasized to him that I was going to be recording a lot in here,
Yeah.
and the dude was like, don't worry about it. I actually back in like the 70s and 80s used to work on like a TV show building sets and everything, so I know all about
Oh
soundproofing. Don't
shit.
worry about it.
No, it didn't pan out that way.
No. Alice, who is my operations manager and like assistant or like operations associate for Big Giant Head, works in the office next to mine. And we've had to do so much like soundproofing and baffling so that she can't hear even a whispered conversation through the
Yeah.
walls, which is so
That's
fun.
that's rough stuff, man. That's rough stuff. I'm up on the top floor of my house, and so I'm pretty well separated. The kids aren't home almost always when I record,
Mm,
but when they are, they don't. I don't want them to hear. You know that I watch my language
well,
very closely around my children. I'm ready to
we'll,
see this office, Travis. No
okay,
more. Oh, by
let's
the way,
start.
before we do that, maximumfun.org/join if you're able to. Oh my God, it starts. One
Okay,
of my
so I'm just going to show you, there's my desktop and then combine more. So I have two monitors with so much shit on it. I know, man. But we'll start with my view. This is the side Yeah, this is the side of a recording booth, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But here's some of my 3D prints. I 3D printed and painted that.
That is, I love that. That was an early print from you. Was the mask from the mask? Wow, it even
Yeah,
looks like it. The mask from the
yeah.
mask.
It
Can you
started
put
off
it?
as
Can
just
you
kind
show
of,
us? Can you demo it for us real quick? If you switch the camera back, there we
yeah, I
go.
just have to be careful. I mean, it's daytime, so I'm safe, I think. But
Uh-oh.
oh, ooh, on the
He's
mask,
he's
smoking.
smoking. Yeah, baby.
See if I can
That's
put it
really
back up
good,
there
Trav.
without dropping it. Ooh, let's stay and put
I
it.
don't think you can break the mask, Trav. That was like a core
Well,
sort of thing from the mask.
I guess that's true. I suppose that's true. Okay, let's flip back around. There's our YouTube play button for
We did
hitting
not
100.
discuss who would get that. Travis just made a sort of
Whether that's
decision.
true or not isn't important.
True.
BB recently, like within the last 2 weeks, clocked that I had one of those, and she
Yeah.
was so excited because she was like,
Mm.
"Oh, YouTubers have that," and like she knows what I do and everything, but that
Yeah.
was the first time it really clicked for her that
Boy,
I'm
I'd love to have that
somebody.
moment with one of my kids.
I know, must be nice. There's my Ewok Village playset.
Holy shit, Travis.
Yeah,
How do you still have that?
so I went on a panel at a convention with Nerdist talking about like our favorite childhood toys, and they
Yeah.
surprised me with it. They had
Oh,
found
that's
one and gotten
sweet.
it for me. And you can see my dog statue from Mitchell's versus the Mr. Jeans, which I was cut from.
That's weird that you keep that around.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get rid of it. There's another 3D print I made of Darkwing Duck's gas blaster.
Yeah.
That's the Bioshock lighthouse,
Oh,
a
neat.
dragon egg dice holder.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so this is just an art print that I really liked. Something about it reminded me of like Huntington in the 80s when I was growing up.
Yeah, sure.
You can see our 10-year challenge right down there.
What's that mask?
That's from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Blue
Oh,
Spirit.
I haven't watched it.
Um, Jackie Daytona from
Oh, fuck
What
yeah.
We Do in the Shadows. There's a kind of rough design I did for a set for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. Oh no! For the bucket house. It didn't
Yeah.
end up getting used, but I stored
And
it
you've
there so I
decided to
remember to work on.
display that like a map you might find in an old decrepit
Well,
mansion. There's a
the thing
clue
was
to.
is I stuck it up there while I was working on it to remember to keep working on it, and I just haven't
Okay.
moved it yet.
I love that.
There's one of many Wonder Man illustrations I have in my office.
Yeah.
There's a box of knives. Um, Griffin
You
gave me
can't
that
just.
box.
It's a box. I see. There's other stuff in there too, right?
Yeah, so there's like some tools and like some 3D printing stuff I'm working on.
Wait. Okay.
That
Hold on. Wait. We have to talk about this. Is that the box that me and Rachel got you for Christmas to organize your
correct,
knives? This
correct.
was this past Christmas. Me and Rachel got you that very nice box to display your knives,
Yeah,
and this is
I'm
the
still in the
strat.
process. I'm still in the process of organizing them.
There's little drawers. I don't know if you saw
Yes.
the little drawer. Okay, that's cool.
Anyways, this is the box of Sharpies I keep next to my desk because Sharpies are my favorite writing utensil.
I've noticed that when you scan like maps and shit that you draw for Taz, it is always Sharpie. I've never thought to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I think because of their overall girth, it makes me feel like a normal sized person with normal sized hands instead of a
Yeah,
giant, which
yeah.
is nice.
What do you fuck with? Chisel tip, fine point. What do you
Oh, I
do?
got them all in here, baby.
Paul's got
Silver,
us on that
black.
chisel tip life when we sign posters. It shows
Oh
now. It's
yeah, I
really
do it
something
all, man.
special.
I do it all. Somebody
And what's
asked me
that big
about.
thing you have sticking out of there?
That's just a cardboard tube that my kids are drawing on.
Okay, that can go
Um,
anywhere.
Somebody asked about my mug. It's Max
Fuck yeah,
from
man.
yeah, as Powerline from a Goofy movie, which is my favorite Disney animated film. I got some pickle scented slime here.
I gotta adjust
Um,
so I can lean over the screen a little bit more and really see all the. Why do you have pickle scented slime?
so when I do Twitch streams, my Twitch chat is called the
Pickle. Got you.
Pickle
Got you. Got
Jar.
you.
So
Yeah.
I got that. There's some 3D print stuff I'm working on. Just a collection of garbage that I have. I cleaned my room, but I made it. I left it so it feels. I know, so it still feels like my brain. This is actually very organized. So for me, there's my
Is that
board.
your soundboard? Jesus.
Yeah, that's my soundboard. That is a sound interface I don't even use anymore, but it stayed on my desk. And then that's a sound interface I use when I'm using my Mac that has stayed at my desk. There's the Mac, and then I have a monitor switch to go between the two of them. There's my like light and camera and setup. You can see my two microphones when I record with Teresa,
What do
and
you got?
that,
What are those? Aren't are those just desk microphones?
yeah, just desk microphones, so I
Oh,
can move
baby,
them
you got to
around
get
quickly.
yourself a boom. You got to get yourself a couple booms.
Okay, cool,
I'm
man.
just
Well,
saying
if we get enough
they
people on
changed
the
my whole
Max
life.
Fun Drive, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll be able to afford some boom stands. Let's see. There's a picture of me with the cast of 20 Sided Tavern from my
Oh,
premiere show.
I love that. How did the second
Um,
run go, by the way? We haven't literally
oh,
have
it
not
went
talked
so
since.
good, man. It was
That's
so
great.
much fun. They're wonderful there.
I guess
So
I should have asked you
now,
about that in the other mini streams we've done this week. Okay, now we're in the fucking jungle, baby.
yeah, so now this is plant section one. So we have this like ivy growing plant there.
Yeah.
This guy I really, really like. This like kind of zebra striped
Oh, yeah. Is he
kind
supposed to
of
look
guy.
like that?
Mm-hmm. This
Okay.
Dr. Seuss ass tree makes me so happy
I do like him.
because it like narrows as it goes down and it's got all these kind of like firework like blooms. Let's see. This is where I'm propagating some. This is called like a burro's tail. And you
Okay.
can see where you pull the leaves off and then it'll propagate.
Okay,
Some
cool.
little trees growing there. Some spiders, wart, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Some more of that here growing there. This guy,
Is that
which
hanging?
started what?
Is that
Yeah,
hanging?
hanging. It started as a little guy from like one of those little pots that you would get from like Lowe's or something,
Yeah,
and he's grown. I've had to repot him several times.
I like him.
You can see another Wonder Man
Yeah.
there tucked back in the back.
I got to be honest,
Then
Travis. I give you shit for your cleanliness. This whole nook of your office, I find immensely appealing. I'm so desperately jealous of you
oh, thank you.
having some reflection of actual life in your
Oh, there's
working
so much
space.
more. So this is my
Yeah.
fish tank, a 65-gallon freshwater fish tank, which I've recently redone. So you can see down there in what I believe for you guys is like the lower right corner.
There's
It's
some
a
sorry, real quick. There's some requests that you do prune the dead leaves off your plants.
well, I
Everybody's
do
like
a
loving. Everyone's loving it. I don't want you to think that they're having a negative
yes,
reaction, but there's some people who feel compelled.
I do.
Okay.
I have so many plants, I can't just do it as it happens. I have to like do it all at once.
Yeah.
And I routinely do it just about every 2 weeks. I just haven't done it in a while.
Okay. I apologize.
Um, that's okay. So we have my shrimp death cage in the
This is
bottom
new,
right.
right?
This is new. So I made it out of acrylic and stainless steel mesh so that I could keep shrimp without my other fish eating them.
Is that
Um,
is that recommend? Is that like something you read? I don't know how you know to do this shit.
so
I
there's only certain fish that you can keep shrimp with that the fish won't eat them, and that is not this. And I don't want to set up a separate tank. So I built this kind of mesh housing
okay.
to
And
keep
then
them.
is the idea that when the shrimp get big enough, they can defend themselves and you can remove them from their
No,
incarceration, or
this will just allow them to like have babies and create a little shrimp heaven, if you will.
oh, I like that.
Um, it's a big live plant there in the middle. It used to have more plants, but they thrived so well, I had to remove them because there wasn't room in the tank for the fish.
Yeah.
We have my little sunken TARDIS in there. We have fake mountains. So my fish, I have three black angel fish named Onyx, Ebony, and Midnight. There's a neon barb in there that's called Barb.
Good.
There's an albino bristlenose pleco named Son of the Phantom. There's the wash.
Do you have a fucking plaque on your fish tank that you're reading these off of? Because I don't know how you
No,
keep the names straight of these mini
well, they're my
small
pets.
animals. There's a
Mostly.
lot of them though.
So some of them are groups. So like the flagfish are the Washingtons. There's some koi wags that are just called the koi boys. There's three regular clown plecos that are called the Ringling Brothers. There's a redfin shark, which isn't really a shark, but he's called Izzard. And then there's two other little redfin sharks that I haven't named quite yet because they're new. And there's a bunch of snails that help keep
That
the place
is
clean.
that is wild, man. I see that thing all the time. I had no idea you had so many fucking fish up in that
Yeah, dude.
tank.
So
That's
then we
cool.
have, up here above, two art prints. One is, I believe, a mountaineer
Mm,
from Tudor's Biscuit World. The
yes.
other is Camden Park at
Yes.
night. So here we have some more shelves that are up here. So
Can you
that
reach that
is
top shelf? Can you get up
no,
there? Okay.
no. That's a T80 power armor that I 3D printed and then like
Fuck yeah.
did battle distress and painted. And then there's a Booker, a Songbird, a Voltron,
All from
uh,
BioShock.
all from Bioshock. Two Doctors, a Houdini. There's a Sonic back there. I also 3D printed that
Yeah.
Murder of Crows and painted that. And then
What is
up
it? What are
there,
those called?
a Plasmid.
Plasmid. Yeah.
And up there, you can see Dr. Frankenstein from Young Frankenstein. And of course, Gambit's famous car, the Gambit Mobile, up
Hey,
there.
are those baffling panels up there too, or are those purely
Yes,
aesthetic?
yes, baffling all the way around
Oh my god, I thought we
there.
were nearly done, and I didn't realize there were two
No, that
whole
was
other
just wall
walls.
number one, baby. So here is plant section number two. So a lot of these are like propagated in cuttings from other ones. We have some things here. One of the things I really liked is like 3D printing planters.
Yeah,
Um, this here, that's a little greenhouse where I've been growing like succulents and stuff. This is a little 3D printed kind of like villa
that's
with a
cool.
bunch of stuff growing in it. So those are all propagations from other succulents. There's like a 3D printed kind of broken pot. There's my
So cool.
desert rose, which
Yeah.
is my favorite because I grew that from a seed to get
Yeah,
that
Travis
big.
is Travis is farming oxygen basically in his
Yeah,
office.
well, I mean, here is a tomato plant that I
Just to have at arm's reach at all times while working.
well, I saved it from my garden last year because it was in a hanging pot. So I brought it
Okay.
in so that when springtime comes around, I can transplant it back. Same with like those are
Great.
all pepper starters for
Beautiful.
peppers, and then
Beauties.
this is a pepper plant. Hi, neutral Roberta.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you really
Well,
jump scared me on that one.
when I got her, I was told in the email that she really likes gardening, so I keep her with the plants.
Oh, that's nice. I
Um,
didn't really pay any attention to what mine wanted or
so
needed.
those are all from one that grew like little shoots, and so I split them. Same around here, we have a lot more. This is recent baby succulents that grew off of a big succulent. Same with these. These all
Yep.
started from one that grew into a bunch of other stuff. So now we have, oh, and that's my Chinese money plant.
Yeah, I thought that's what
That's
that was.
it started this tall, woven from a like it was in like a little pot from like Lowe's,
That's
and
so
I actually
neat.
had to cut it in half. It was like 6 feet tall, but
Jesus Christ.
it had grown. The central stalk had grown too quick, and the rest of it wasn't thriving, so I had to cut it down.
That'll
Um,
happen.
there's a T-Rex skull I 3D printed.
Okay.
So that was me in 20-sided tavern, signed by all the cast. You can see Dipper Pine back there from
Yeah, no, for
uh,
sure.
why am I Gravity
Gravity
Falls?
Falls?
That's the Nespresso machine that my kids got me for Christmas.
Oh, it's sweeters.
There's my Adventure Zone graphic novel.
A little hidden, not
Well, it
featured
wasn't
prominently.
originally, but this bastard just keeps getting bigger. This is a painting that was done of me by a listener that I love very, very much. Oh,
Yeah.
there's Mabel from Gravity Falls underneath all this shit. A lot
Yeah.
of my magic cards are in there, my magic card sets, Nespresso pods.
Fucking
There's a
crazy, man.
Cincinnati poster that I really like,
Can I
and a
tell you
bunch of
something?
other.
Can I be real a minute?
Yeah,
I'm actually starting to get panicked. Like this is I always forget that I do have this reaction to, like, especially being in your office. It makes me feel a little bit panicky
because
to
there's so
have.
much.
There's a lot of stuff in there, and I'm not judging
But
you. I
there's like
know that
whole empty
that's
space. Look how empty this is. I could put something there. I could put something up there.
yeah.
There's so much room.
I think it's
Like these I
a
haven't even
sensory
put up yet.
overload. Yeah.
Oh, see, this calms me down. There's my record player. All my other shit that's waiting to go somewhere here. My rug, which I really like. My mid-century modern rug.
Oh, I like that rug
Uh,
a lot.
look at my chaotic bookcase.
Is that what those are?
Yeah, man.
I-
Whee!
That's and how do
Yeah,
you get them? How do you get one out if you need it?
I don't read. Yeah. So here's all my weapons.
Travis.
You can see I got a lightsaber here. I
Ugh.
have a decorative rapier that I found at a flea market
A
that I cleaned
decorative
up.
rapier,
Yeah, it's not sharp and it's like you can see it's got a lot of like
as opposed to all of those other swords, which are battle ready and used on occasion. This one is
well,
not to be used.
I
This
mean
one's only decorative.
the bow is a functional bow. This dagger is stage combat. Uh I guess I could use that costume rapier, but behind it you can see the flaming raging poisoning sword of doom.
Oh yeah,
Uh that was made for me by Grant Imahara and Lauren, whose
I
last name I'm
remember
forgetting.
that.
I'm so sorry.
That was
Um
yeah.
my Joust 3D thing, so you can see it's like got layers. That's
You
a
have an
game.
affinity for Joust?
I do. I
I
remember it very
fucking love
fondly.
that game.
Yeah. Um, one of my favorite drawings. This is Magnus with my dog Buttercup
Oh,
that a
I love
listener did
that.
for us that I love very, very much. Let's see. So I got two more Wonder Man prints there. Starting costume and his 80s costume.
Was it the Ultra Space arc that got you this invested in Wonder Man?
No, other way around. So even before we did Journey into Mystery, Wonder Man's always been my favorite Marvel, maybe my favorite superhero, but like
Okay.
it's neck and neck between Wonder Man and Booster Gold. Um, I just find him fascinating. Here is
Elijah
my
in the chat wants us to play Joust. We should set up a
oh yeah, we should do
1v1.
that.
That would be genuinely pretty thrilling, I think.
This started as one plant
Yeah.
that just kept growing and growing and growing and splitting into lots of different stuff. My 3D printer, which I believe is the same as Griffin's, I'm currently making a like puzzle cube. There's all my records down there.
That's exactly how
Yeah, that's how
the
they're meant to be stored. There's all my different filaments and shit down
yeah,
there.
what's this enormous thing? Sorry, I know we're
An
skipping ahead a little bit.
enormous thing.
It looks like a handlebar of like a
Oh
bicycle.
yeah,
What is
yeah, I'll
that?
get to that in a second. So that's from Blazing Saddles. You got to remember,
Clearly.
these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons. And I actually also have morons tattooed above a sheriff's
The
star on my chest.
oh, that's funny.
It's what Drew Miller's character says to Cleavon Little's character to remind him, like, don't let people get you down.
Yeah, sure.
Um, Another Wonder Man bust,
Amazing.
Street Sharks bust. Back here, this is signed by Gene Wilder. It's a still from Blazing
Oh
Saddles
wow.
there. So you were asking about this. So this is my treadmill being used for its
Travis
intended
Patrick
purpose,
McElroy.
long-term storage. Um, you know, I use it a lot in fits and spurts. Right now is a spurt. You know what I mean? I'll come back to it in a fit. Don't you judge me. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not judging you. This I feel like it would be very hypocritical of me to judge you for having a piece of exercise equipment that was utilized in such an unintended way, as I have
Thank
certainly
you.
walked that walk. But this is, I think even you can agree, a little much.
Untenable. Yeah. So that's my dry erase board that I don't use. That was last used for the candle lights video when I was breaking down candle lights in Trav Nation.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is a piece of art I commissioned.
There's a lot
What?
of straight demons in the chat wanting you to just turn on the treadmill just to see what happens.
It would honestly go so bad.
Yeah, no,
Um,
for
this
sure.
this is a piece of artwork that I commissioned from an artist, and I said, take the Bioshock lighthouse as inspiration, but be inspired by the fact that there's so many different like dimensions with different lighthouses and stuff.
That's
So
cool.
this
I didn't know
was
you had so
what,
much Bioshock stuff.
yeah, I love Bioshock, man. It's my that was
Yeah.
the game that made me realize that video games are art.
Wow.
That moment when he says,
No, don't
that's why
spoil
I
it.
created,
You can't
okay,
spoil
but the
Bioshock,
reveal of
man.
it, and
It
I was like,
hits.
oh shit,
It
blew my
still
mind.
slaps, yeah.
Goonies,
Cool.
and that's Pirates of the Caribbean, the map of the ride.
That's really neat. Is it
Yeah,
3D?
Dad got that for me. Yeah, it's
That's
like raised and
cool.
everything. So then here's even more shit. So that is a Lego bonsai tree that I put together, and then I stuck. You can see Merle
Oh,
and
that's cute.
Taco. There's Griffin, Magnus, Loop, all stuck on there.
How many pieces?
The bonsai tree,
Yeah, how many pieces?
1,000,000.
Whoa! I was
Yeah,
gonna talk
man.
shit, but whoa, man.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of pieces. Jake the Snake Roberts, signed by Jake the Snake Roberts there.
That
Um,
what a wonderful story there is. Maybe we'll tell that story one day.
some DeLoreans. I have this one I 3D printed and put together. Um, some more weaponry.
That's to keep it close. That's like if someone comes at you while you have, while you're in that corner, you have the blade
Yeah,
ready.
there's Mutt, a really good Mutt, Crawford
Oh, that's
Weltner,
great.
there with his vampires. See another Wonder Man back there.
Yeah,
Let's see. So here's an emotional support pickle that one of our listeners gave us. Oh,
that's
this is
fun.
fun. That's the back there staple that I shot through my finger when I worked in the scene shop in college.
You held on to
Brent,
that.
well, Brent saved it and then gave it to me with a little plaque that says, "In 2005, celebrated media tycoon Travis McElroy impaled his finger with this staple. Doctor noticed his miraculously rapid healing rate, calling it quote Wolverine-like."
Great.
So he gave that to me recently. There's a hat that you get when you get a critical hit, signed by the cast
Oh
of
yeah,
20-Sided Tavern. There's a Lady Flame Barbie that a young listener sent me.
that's very sweet.
Um, a little stuffed Travis in there that I love very much. The
Yeah,
Garrow plate.
mine
There's
broke.
yours broke.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did you win that out
Um,
of a coin-op crane game?
the donkey, yeah.
Yeah,
For
I
when
got
we
the same
beat
one.
Donkey Kong Country, I keep that displayed.
Oh, beautiful.
There's my Rocketeer helmet, along with my Rocketeer action figure there. And I'm in the process of building a Rocketeer rocket, 3D printing it.
That's very cool.
There's so that's a Nerf gun that we converted into a steampunk gun when we did a steampunk Titus Andronicus at the Shakespeare Company,
Oh yeah.
and I played Lucius Andronicus, so I kept my gun. There is an oil painting of the late great Roy, the angelfish that I had before the current three.
Yeah.
These are Funko Pops that were custom made by a listener, given to me. See Magnus, Berry Blue Jeans.
Yeah.
There's a Griffin one that I should probably get to you. Taco, and Angus, Boy Detective. Let's see. This is a wooden map of Fandolin that Dad had made for me with all the different like places from the Adventure Zone
That's
Balance.
fucking cool.
Down here, this is I went to school at the University of Oklahoma, and Mary Kate and Mackenzie got this for me, found it in like a thrift shop and got it for me
Wow.
as a graduation present. There's another Wonder Man.
Nice. He's
Um,
creeping back there.
yeah, I got a lot of Wonder Men. So this is my sound booth,
I've
which I
never
don't.
seen the sound booth from the outside. I've
Yeah,
only
it's a
seen it from
whisper
inside.
room, which I got originally when uh, the construction was being done on the garage. I needed sound booth because it was so loud that, and for like
Yeah,
2 years,
I
couldn't have
remember that.
recorded without it. And so now it's just like in my office,
Yeah.
mostly used for more storage. Those costumes and props up
Yeah,
there.
that's very good. Was part of the sound booth building when the three of us thought that those voice acting jobs were just going to be rolling in,
I
or
think that's why it stayed together so long. Yeah.
I see.
Let's see. So then that's my couch, another storage unit. The
Yeah.
cleanest it's looked in weeks, honestly, ready for this tour there. This is the chair Teresa uses for recording. We sit across the table from one another. You can see my absolute rat's nest of cables. It's terrible, man. It's like something out of like a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, and then the accident happened. That's what you
Yeah.
get from my whole shit. I
It
don't
looks
know
like
what connects
Chevy
to
Chase is going to
anything.
come in and die from touching one
Yeah,
of those,
I
which
don't
is
know
what
what connects
happens
to
in Christmas
anything.
Vacation.
So you can see you get a pretty good
Yeah, see,
view,
that's from far away. That looks amazing. I mean, close up, it looks amazing too. But that's just a beautiful little
but
vista you've
that's what my
created there.
brain is like, Griffin. From far away, it looks amazing. Close up,
From
you
one
can see all
angle,
the weirdness.
yeah.
That's let's see. And then is there anything? This is the weird. So there's like a little cutout in the room there because of like building it onto the garage and having to like scoot out this way to have like a hallway outside.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, we need that cutout, and but it's like, what the fuck do I do with it? Maybe I could
Yeah.
put my weapons in there, hide them from prying eyes. Um, I could show a little bit. So that's my very cool light switch panel. So then you have more sound baffling out in the hallway, recording. So
Oh,
this is
that's
one of my
neat.
favorites. This is when our second book was a New York Times bestseller, and that like headline of the main page was "We don't have to rely on men anymore," which I think is
That's
absolutely
great.
wonderful. Just very
And
delightful.
then we're in like the sidebar, like
Yeah. Hello, yeah, hi. You got the void fish there.
gorgeous.
So this is Alice's office where the majority of
Does
the
Alice know
extra
that you're
copies.
gonna go up in there?
And well, I'm not going to show off too much. I just want to show off one more sound baffling,
Beautiful. Yeah, that looks
but
amazing.
all of the books, and
Yeah.
this is where like all of the different like players guides and shit is. Um, this is into the kitchenette there, so that we can do that. And yeah, man, that's my office.
Let's return to your desk
That
and
this is one of
have a
my favorite posters of us.
oh yeah.
I just love that you're able to fully determine who's who
Yeah,
in our
absolutely.
20 Big Dog Run setup there. Is there anything? Oh, I almost forgot. 100 million streams on Spotify. My brother and me. Whew, that was close. Almost forgot.
Almost left that one out.
Oh, this is my orchid that I've gotten to flower spike twice in 5 years. It's a
Wow.
real son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know what
When
that
it
means,
spikes,
but
though, it's so grows flowers.
yeah, for sure.
When it grows flowers, oh, it's beautiful. Most of the time, though, ugh, ugh. So yeah, man, that's my incredibly chaotic office.
It really is, I think, a reflection of our two minds and the
Yeah.
ways that they work. Because for me, having that much just stuff around makes my brain work worse.
Mm.
And I've found that to be true. And so I keep things pretty Spartan. And it seems like for you, that is not an issue so much.
No, I like my office to feel very like lived in beyond like a normal amount, right? Where it's just like everywhere I look, I see reflections of myself and feel very myself in it.
Yeah,
You know
sure.
what I mean? That I'm like, hey, here's external reminders of what makes you you. And like I was actually thinking about this. This is fine. Griffin and I often like talk about art prep for live shows, for Adventure Zone live shows, and they're so wildly different. And I
Yeah.
think like our offices kind of reflect that. Where Griffin's thing is like, I like to put everything in order and have everything like, well organized and know what it is. And I'm like, I like to have a big mash of things in my brain that I can pull from at any moment. And that's
Yeah.
my thing. And the second I try to order them, I'm like, I can't think of an order for these things. I just have to have them all jumbled in there. And then I can kind of pull from them one by one.
Yeah. Do you do any kind of, so you don't have any kind of like to-do list system? I feel like that really turns shit around
No, I
in
do,
my
I do,
end.
but mine is all, like, written on, like, legal pads and random scrap when I worked at the theater, I used to write my to-do list on a big piece of, like, scrap plywood, so I wouldn't lose it. So
Yeah.
it would honestly be, like, 2 feet tall and, like, a foot and a half wide, and I was writing on it like a caveman chiseling into a rock, but that way I wouldn't lose, and it was, like, so incredibly detailed, everything I could think of, so that I wouldn't lose it. So, like, a lot of my to-do lists now are, like, um, either written on random scraps of paper or, like, in notes on my phone
Yeah.
as I, like, think about it and, shit like that. So
I there's a lot of people asking about Justin's office. He is not here to show us the office, but if you can believe it, I think Justin kind of threads the needle a little bit. Like
mhm.
Justin has discrete zones in his office where certain things are designed to take place, but he also has like he has like areas where there is like a lot of memorabilia or not so much plants, a lot of projects. Justin is
Yeah.
very, very big into projects, and so there's a lot of sort of stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
think he has a lot more, like, organized chaos,
Yeah,
like, this is where the half-finished piles of things go
right.
in a way that makes a lot more sense than mine does, but I also think has a lot more stuff than you would be comfortable with.
Yeah, yeah. I find I just I get very distracted very easily. And so I find that having a to-do list and the little Pomodoro timer and the little light up daily habit calendar is like, and having also very, very little around me at arm's reach to kind of like distract me is like the only way that I am able to get shit done. We are
The truth is,
go
honestly,
ahead.
trying to do that stuff becomes a distraction in itself to me because, like,
Okay.
if I miss a day or if I don't feel the energy to, like, update a thing,
Yeah.
that can be that can be a hindrance
Yes.
to me getting things done. And
Yes.
so for me, it's more important to think about like, okay, overall, what's the thing that needs to be done next? Focus
Yeah.
on that.
There's a book called Several Short Sentences About Writing by I think Verlin Klinkenborg is his name. And there's a sentence in there I won't forget, which is not to create habits and rituals that you need in order to start writing or doing the work that you do, because one day it will become a reason for you to not do the work that you have to do.
Hmm.
Um, that said, that I gotta have my coffee, gotta have my Joe every
Well,
morning.
that's the thing, right? As I think that there are certain things that make you feel like centered and ready.
Right.
I've just found that every attempt to be like, and I'm gonna update this thing every morning, or write down what I have to do on this thing, or like have a checklist or whatever, is like, okay, well now I've created another thing
Right.
to not do,
Right.
and then become a thing that I'm not doing it. So this way, like with everything out like this, I see where for others this would be mind meltingly overwhelming. But if
Yeah,
all
for
of this
sure.
stuff was like properly organized and put into things, how the fuck do I find it? And so being
Yeah.
able to look around for me, I know where everything is in here and I like
Yeah.
can see most of it. And so it's like, oh yeah, if I need that thing, I know exactly where it is. It's in that pile at the front of my treadmill, but like I know where it is.
We should play a game. It would be like the final round in Carmen San Diego, where I'd be like, Travis, find all your Wondermen, and just see how
Oh
long
yeah.
it takes you to. Well, your Wondermen, I think you could find easily. If I asked you to pick one book from the bookshelf, I think it would take you a good 25, 30 minutes.
The problem comes when it's like, hey, you know that connector that lets you like plug an HDMI cable into your phone? Where's that? I'm like, oh, that could be one of any 12 places.
Yeah,
That's when
exactly.
it becomes a little bit sticky.
Folks, thank you so much for coming along with us on our office tour. It's sort of our last working day of the week of the first week of the Max Fun Drive. If you enjoyed this or any of the other stuff that we make, maximumfun.org/join is the link. You can go to become a member, get all the bonus content, help us make stuff, help us make more stuff. Because of the support we have gotten from you in the past year, we were able to start doing Clubhouse and a bunch more video stuff, which is very, very fun.
I should
Um,
shout out. I do want to shout out here because people were asking like who Alice was.
yes.
Alice is not my assistant. Alice is my operations manager. So that was a thing for me of a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, like that productivity and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Trying to find that within myself wasn't there. And working with Alice is basically part of that for me was like, I need to outsource this.
Yeah, for sure.
And it has made me be able to finish a lot more of the stuff that we need to get done and do more of the things and be more productive in order to do more McElroy and Max Fun stuff
Yeah.
because of the support that we get.
Alice
And
also works for Big Giant Head, which is the name of our company. Which I don't know if a lot of people know that that is a thing that exists unless they watched past the credits of the Mabim TV show.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, we've been able to hire people to like help us do stuff, and because of that, make more stuff, and because of that, not stop making stuff or slow down making stuff because we all have kids now. Like there's a lot of things that when we were scrappy upstarts, we did by ourselves poorly, and now we have people who help us out with that, and help us do a bunch more stuff that we're very proud of. And the only reason we've been able to do that, the only reason that we are able to stay afloat, even though podcast ads are not doing so great right now, is because of you all. So maximumfun.org/join, become a part of this thing. Help us make it. Get a bunch of hundreds of hours of bonus content. Um,
Big Giant Head isn't actually. I know that there's a Big Giant Head in Third Rock, but it was from two things. One, we all have big giant heads, and two, when we were youngins and used to attend church on the reg, there was this one house that we were passed by for decades, where this gentleman in his backyard was carving a, I would say, 300% sized George Washington head. And we would
yeah,
drive past it and say, like, "Hi, big giant head," like
three hundred
everything.
percent is such a wildly conservative estimate. If you're saying that the head was three times larger than George Washington's head, I think it was a great deal more.
That's
This
true.
big old head, big old noggin.
Big old head. Noticeable from like the street. You know what I mean? It was big.
Yeah. Yeah, stay tuned. On Monday, we're going to be kicking off week 2, or I'm going to be kicking off week 2 with a fuser set. If you didn't see this week's, there's some really good shit in there. I got nasty with Dave Matthews in a way that has been called revolutionary in the dance music scene. So go check that out and help support this network because it's a very special place. And
Thank you all so very much.
thank you all. Goodbye.
Bye.